Hey guys, Aizen here. Welcome back to another video. I wanted to give you a quick update on my citrus growing efforts, so let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, so it's been a little while since we've talked citrus, but it's been long overdue, so here it is. This is the video. Let's go ahead and discuss what's going on here and all the new events and updates that took place recently. Alright, so if you haven't seen my previous videos, please go ahead and go back to that and watch what I posted before about these citrus. I live in Southeast Texas. It's kind of challenging to grow citrus here, especially because of the types of freezes we've been getting. I'm not sure if this is a cycle we're going through, and it's up and down, but we're really getting really cold here at some points in December and January. Last year it was 8 degrees and we had snow 6 to 8 inches in some areas, so it's definitely challenging, and in addition to wind chill, it makes it very challenging for me to grow these. And I'm trying not to over care for them and baby them too much. I don't want to provide heating elements, and it's just that's too much work, right? I'm trying to grow food forest here, and I have a lot of sensitive trees, and maybe that's not an ideal thing to have. But you know, I'm trying my best to see and look at those gray area plants like citrus here, because some of them I believe they can do okay here. They can grow and produce if you go about growing them the right way, if you give them time, if you take care of the soil, if you water them. And when it's unreasonable, like last year, you have to cover them with a plastic sheet, add some mulch, and that's as far as I want to go with protecting these trees. And so far, look, 8 degrees, 6 to 8 inches of snow, no heating element, just plastic over them, and I had a little like wooden structure. You can go back to my earlier videos and look at that one. And so there wasn't much, right? And this time I'm not even going to put up a structure. I'm just going to cover them. What I'm going to make sure to do is I'm going to make sure that there's no leakages in that cover, right? So there's no holes, and I'm going to bury the sides underground, right? And that's as much as I'm going to do, and just maybe add some more mulch, get some more of this pine straw here. I've been finding it on the side of the road where I live. So yeah, there you go. Anyways, let's get into it. This first one right here is my champion so far. This is a Miho Satsuma. This one had developed fruit. Huh? How cool is that? I think I see one, two. Where? Hold on, let me go around. There's another one. There's 3, 4, 5. That's it. All right, I'm not mad. That's 5. That's 5 fruits, and it's looking wonderful. It looks very healthy, very nice, shiny, large leaves. I haven't had much pest pressure on this one specifically. It's been fantastic, right? Like nothing wants to mess with it. I mean, variety really matters so much. I've been having some sharpshooter issues around my food forest, but they don't like this one. Like, what is the why? They suck the sap off of everything, but they never approach this Miho Satsuma. It's fantastic. Like I see them on my banana. I see them on grass sometimes, sucking the sap off some the grass stems, right? But not this one. Very fantastic citrus variety. It's very cold hardy, and there you go. This Miho Satsuma, flowered and fruiting. Got 5 fruit. Hopefully, nothing gets to them before I get to eat them. All right, next we have that Arctic Frost Satsuma. This one did flower a little bit, but it didn't develop into fruit. And I know they've been getting pollinated very well. I live in the middle of the forest. It's very active here as far as insects. There's a lot of diversity of pollinators, so I don't have pollination issues here. But maybe it's young. Maybe it went through a couple of freezes. It got shocked, so it's trying to recover. But this one specifically, this Arctic Frost, it has a willowing and yeah, like a willowing growing habit. So I had to do a little bit of training here to get it to go up a little bit. I don't want to touch the ground. That's you're calling for too much trouble if you let your plants touch the ground. So Arctic Frost Satsuma, it's fantastic. It's growing. There's new shoots coming up. When I covered them in mulch and added plastic over them last year or last season in the winter, they contracted some fungus, and I sprayed some copper fungicide about 3-4 times, twice a week, and it went away. It's gone. None of the new leaves have it. It looks pretty good. The old leaves, I picked them off, and some of them just dropped on their own, and now it's looking great. This one right here is now my favorite growing habit as far as like the structure and the appearance of it. It's very magazine-like. This is a Sunburst Tangerine, and I'm not sure, like when you go look at the information on the back of these, right? When you buy them off the store, I think all of these are very readily available in the South, in your Home Depots and Lowe's and garden centers. But if you look at it, it says cold hardiness to 30F, right? And we had 8. So I don't know if you can trust any of these tags, right? So I don't know. 30 versus 8, and I'm having no issues with this one, so it's fantastic. Now, anyways, some of the pest pressure I've been getting on this one specifically is these guys right here wanting to eat. Do you see that grasshopper? They want to eat some of the new growth, and I don't like that because they tip the. See, I think something happened here, something similar to that. They tip that new growth, they bite it off, and they're doing like some sort of pruning job for me eventually, right? But I don't like that because these trees are young. If they're a little bit older, I'd be fine with them go ahead, like and eating those new shoots. But right now they're young, and I'm trying to keep them growing. I want them to get larger, right? I want them to get bushier. I want them to be able to take more harsh conditions, especially in the winter and summer. Sometimes triple digits. They need to get there really fast. But the size of the trunk is really picked up. I whitewashed almost all of my fruit trees. It'll help with some of the pest pressure, especially with Prunus genus trees. You get some borers in there, and when you whitewash, it seems like they like it less, right? So I'm going to continue to do the whitewash. I seem like there's a lot of benefit to that, and in addition to repelling some of the heat stress. So I have to get rid of this guy. If he doesn't jump off, he's going to get smacked. Boom! Gone. So that's less damage on this one tree. So in addition to the grasshoppers, some leaf miner damage, just very, very little. Let me see if I can show you. Yeah, there you go. So like nothing significant. If they seem to pick up on their aggression of damage, I have to spray them with, I believe they call it spinosad or something, some soap. And that I've seen that, do well with citrus leaf miners, or not just citrus, just regular leaf, generally leaf miners. But Sunburst Tangerine, it flowered like crazy, and unfortunately it had fruit, and we had this one late freeze, I think 27, 28 degrees, and the fruit turned yellow and brown and just dropped. Boom. But it had like 20 nice size, starting to develop type of fruit. And fortunately, we're not going to get to taste what Sunburst Tangerine is like this season. I was very, very excited for it, but you can't, I'm not sure what this is right here. Is that like a minor, or I don't know. But I might cut that off and treat it with some alcohol and soap, if just in case if there's anything trying to get in there. Anyways, we're not gonna taste Sunburst Tangerine this season, but hopefully, just judging by the way it looks and how it's maturing, hopefully next season we'll get to have some. This is a Hamlin Orange, and as you can see, these guys are on it. See, there are such menaces. They're so fast. I've been getting them. Oh, look, he's back. He wants to die. He's faster than me. Anyways, a Hamlin Orange, it's more susceptible to attacks, it seems like. But this one died back to over here, and it came back from that section where I covered it with mulch. It seems like these sharpshooters, they prefer this one specifically. And yeah, other than that, maybe some grass hoppers getting on there and leaf miners, but nothing too significant. This one obviously didn't flower and fruit because it's just it suffered severely from dieback. This pineapple orange, I believe, yes. This one is less susceptible to all these attacks. Leaf miners aren't getting on this one specifically for some reason. I'm not sure why, but I believe it has something to do with their genetics, I guess, right? And it just started to grow. I do see some sharpshooters on there. It's, you know, that one specifically, that's magical. I don't understand why they don't like it, but they get onto every single one except for that one, the Miho. But yeah, there you go. Orange, pineapple orange. Nothing going on, nothing special other than it's coming back from that dieback, and it's growing well. This Miho Satsuma, I think it's my largest citrus leaf here, and also says 30 degrees, but I'm pretty sure it's not. See those guys? They're everywhere. They're such menaces. The good thing about this, they don't have any mouth parts or stinging parts that they can harm us with, us humans, you know? But they just multiply like there's no tomorrow. Like, we need to they just reproduce really fast, and I've been getting them, I've been clapping them with my hands and squishing them, and at sunset time, sometimes I've been spraying them with a mixture of water, alcohol, and soap. That seems to help with decoating them. They have a coat on them, and when you take that off and it rains, or if you spray it with water, they start drowning, right? So that's one of the ways to get rid of them. I've seen spiders eat them. I've seen like ants go after the injured ones, but generally, unfortunately, I have no natural dominant predators for these creatures, so I have to be that. Anyways, back to this citrus topic. Miho Satsuma, it flowered a little bit, but it hasn't fruited. It is growing well. No minor issue. Grasshopper issue is very minimal, just a little bit here and there, but there you go. It's looking nice. It's coming back. This Clementine Mandarin here, I recently picked it up and planted it here, excuse me, instead of in the place of my Sarawak Pomelo, which was probably a wild it was a wild decision on my behalf to put that in the ground and see if it can kind of adapt or try to make it. It's just, pomelo is just not for this place, really. You can do some sort of hybrid, pomelo hybrids crossed with something that has maybe some trifoliate or cold hardy citrus genetics. Maybe that can work. That can maybe adapt a little bit. But you know, Sarawak is not for this reason. Not for this region. I had an Oro Blanco pomelo over there. Also, I had to take that out. It's just not pomelo. Don't even try. It's like in the southeast Texas area. Just, I mean, I've taken care of these guys so well. I put them in perfect growing conditions. It's not able to, take this kind of weather, right? 8 degrees. You kidding me? Anyways, Clementine Mandarin. When I bought this one and I put it in the ground, I added some mycorrhizal fungi just like I used to with all of my fruit trees. It started flowering like crazy and it produced like 50 fruit. I don't know what to do with all that, right? So I looked at the plant, and in the course of a week or two, I looked at its color and how vibrant it is, and the leaves, and it seems like it was just suffering from all that production. So I picked all the fruit off, and I got rid of them. I just don't feel like this one is able to produce this season. Maybe next season if it survives. But when I looked at the tag here, it says cold hardiness to 15 degrees. But this tag right here says 40 to 15. That's kind of wild. That's kind of, that's very broad. I'm not sure if that's, I don't know. Anyways, maybe they're trying to say it's depending on the maturity of the plant and its health. It's 40 to 15, somewhere in the middle. These guys, they just want to sell, right? Anyways, I don't have the experience with growing this Clementine Mandarin. I don't trust people either. I don't know what kind of conditions they put their plants in. I don't know if they did the right thing or the wrong thing. I don't know. I don't know. So I'm going to find out for myself and for you guys as far as what you can get away with in a weather like mine, in a climate like mine where we get, nasty freezes and it's really hot in the summer. And there you go, Clementine Mandarin. I did, flower and fruit, but I picked them off. So we're not going to get to taste this variety this season. So next, this Cara hybrid. Very, very nice. Very nice grower. It came back. I thought I was going to have at least 5 to 10 fruit out of this one, but it was flowering really well. Like right here in this specific section, I had a massive cluster of flowers, but we got that freeze and they just died. But this one right here survived, and it's swelling very well. And see this a-hole over here trying to suck the sap off of that? You got to keep an eye on these creatures. But like all of this nice new growth, why here under this fruit? Maybe the plant is giving the fruit more priority as far as sugar distribution. That's why it's like, ooh, I'm gonna give me some of that. So I mean, I've been killing these insects left and right, but they keep coming back. But if it wasn't my effort, my food forest would be covered with them. So in the future, I'm gonna try to do some biological control research here and introduce wasps and other creatures that can help with managing these nightmare pests, so we'll see what we can do about that. I'll make videos about that topic because I know this creature is a menace. It's a very, very big challenge for growers. But yeah, we'll figure it out. It's just a matter of effort and intelligence sometimes, and I'm willing to put both of those in and make this happen. Cara hybrid, it looks good. It has one fruit. It's growing like crazy. It's going to be 5 to 6 feet tall by the end of the season. So I'm very excited for this one to see how it performs this winter. And I'm really hoping somewhere look, I'm fine with 15 degrees. I'm fine with 20 degrees. Don't get me in the single digit here. I'm supposed to be a zone 9A, right? This is ridiculous. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. Right here, a replacement for my Oro Blanco Pomelo, a Rio Red Grapefruit, cold hardiness to 15F. Now I've seen people say, 30F on the tag. I've seen people say 15, no problem, right? But I'm pretty sure theirs is more mature, is more established, 15 degrees. I'm not sure what's going to happen with this one, but it was flowering like crazy, and it fruited like crazy. But I'll show you something in a second. But see, it's got 1, I like to look at it from the bottom right here. It's much easier access to what's growing. So we got 1 here, 2, 3, 4. See this one? It was self-thinning. I didn't put too much effort into it to pick it off. But this one, it won't come off. That one, it won't come off. This one came off super easy. So it was going to drop that anyway. So that the tree decided to do that, not me. But it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fruit. I've already thinned this one. It had like 12 fruit, I think. I thinned it, and it looks like, I mean, look, I'm gonna let the plant produce if it wants to produce, right? It had a really nice root system, and I added some mycorrhizal fungi, some slow release fertilizer, compost, and all that. So it looks like it's healthy. It's not struggling a whole lot, right? And it's got a nice amount of foliage. I've been watering and taking care of them. So I'm gonna let it see. I want to see what it can do, if it wants to produce or not. I'm gonna let it decide. Now, I always welcome a first season dieback from freezes. If they're going to do that, I'm gonna let them do it, right? It seems like plants come back more adapted in a certain way. They seem to be developing a little bit of extra cold hardiness. I have seen that just from my personal effort. I'm not gonna go around and take an expert advice on what these trees can and can't do, because there's so many things you look at online and you go ahead and practice in real life, and it just doesn't make sense, right? You get different results. Everybody gets, I mean, obviously there's a specific spectrum for the differences, the amount of different results you get. But for me, when these citrus trees, they die back, I feel like next season they come back stronger, right? And I've seen that with my own eyes. I experienced it, and I made videos about it. And I'm going to continue to make videos to show you. At least I'll have proof, instead of somebody, typing on their keyboard or on their cell phones and just giving opinions and stuff. Now, I'm not taking knock on citrus experts, but if I do something and I have proof with it, that's just, there you go. There's proof. So you can take that for what it is, and if you want to do something similar, now you have a little bit of extra guide and a little bit of extra help, more information as far as taking an approach similar to mine. This right here is another Arctic Frost Satsuma. This one has a more of a nice, it has a nice tree shape, right? So it's pretty cool. Unlike the other one where it was willowing way too much. It was just it was almost trying to sleep on the ground, right? So this one, I didn't have to do anything to it as far as adjusting its shape, but obviously it has similar habit of growing down. Is this crosses? What is happening here? There you go. But it's very nice. It hasn't flowered or fruited this season, but that's okay. I'm okay with that. We'll see about getting something out of it next season. So nothing special about this. Sharpshooters like it for some reason. I don't know why. And by the way, I did some automation with my watering, with my irrigation, and it makes it a lot easier, guys. So invest in that. So anyways, this Arctic Frost, these giant swallowtail butterflies, they keep coming over here and laying their eggs. And it's just because of these trees' age, it's just, I don't want that right now. I don't want them keep missing this opportunity to grow new branches and new leaves. And these the caterpillar of the giant swallowtail seem to be very aggressive towards new growth. I mean, they would eat the whole branch. and these butterflies, they keep coming back every day and lay more eggs, lay more eggs, lay more eggs. Right? So you got to do your job and protect these young plants from that kind of stuff. This right here is a bumper Satsuma. Similar to the Rio Red, has developed fruit. It was covered with fruit. I thinned them. They had like 15 fruit. I thinned them to 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's it. I think 4. Yeah, 4 fruit. Not bad. It had a lot more. Oh, 5. But I'm gonna take this one off. It's not wanting to come off. I'm gonna take it off anyways. I don't want 5. I just want 4. I just kept the ones that swelled evenly. Right. This one is just a little small. I'm fine with 4. But yeah, it's looking very healthy. We'll see what happens as far as getting some production out of this one. And as far as what the tag says, it says 20F. Okay, but I've heard people say like bumper, it can take 10. You know, you never know. I'll be your. Look at that freak. What is that creature? It has a bunch of dead bodies on it. You see it? Look at that thing, huh? Let me see if I can zoom in for you. It's walking around with a bunch of dead bodies on it. What a statement, huh? Yeah, right. So anyways, moving on from that bumper Satsuma to this orange frost. Orange frost, 15 degrees. Alright, so it's looking beautiful right now. Very pretty. But this also seems to have that willowing thing going on. It's like they want to go to the side and they want to willow. This one, as far as pest pressure and challenges with this is, it seemed to be a very good grower, and not a lot of challenges as far as grasshoppers and leaf miners and stuff. But I have seen sharpshooters trying to suck the life out of it. So, yeah, sharpshooters, what do? Just keep killing them, right? They're not gonna. You're not gonna get rid of them. They're gonna keep coming back. But I have killed thousands, right? How many of those thousands were females that were ready to lay eggs and reproduce? You know what I mean? So I have massively changed their numbers around here. I've massively impacted their aggression and the damage that they were going to inflict on my plants. I wanted to give you here a quick look on where these plants are, just so you can see. I'm going to keep doing that in the future for you to kind of get a broad look on how these plants are growing and their maturity and how it looks over here. All right. Now I've done this here, a couple more sections for more citrus that I have picked out. I won't be planting them this season because they're just young. I want their trunks to get a little bit thicker. I up potted them. I wanted them to have a better root system for next season after the last freeze or frost we get around here. I'll put them down here. So what I've been doing is, if you see that wooden board there, I've been direct composting kitchen scraps, and I've done the entire section up to here. I'm going to get up to here, over here, and I'm going to stop and I move on to this. By next season, it would all, be completely processed and decomposed by the soil and its creatures, and be ready for planting. But yeah, so we got our swales. I put that mint down there, and all these weeds, I'll be getting rid of them by the time we put down those citrus trees. Now, let's move on to the next. Alright, so this section right here is completely overgrown by weeds, so I went ahead and took care of that. I de-weeded them, and in those grasses and weeds, grasshoppers were living. Obviously, they were reproducing, living in that. So, not a very ideal situation, but I went ahead and took care of that, and I'm now using it as mulch. I put it down as a mulch ring. Now, these little ants right here, these are menaces. They are aphid farmers, these tiny black ants. And they're putting their little aphid babies around here, trying to suck the life out of this. Well, how about no? How about that? Let's not do that around my plants, okay? So your number one enemy around your fruit trees and vegetables seems to be ants, really. Like, these guys are menaces. They're, you know, bringing aphids and all kinds of sap-sucking insects, and they protect them and they spread them around and, you know, suck their juices. Big problem. So make sure you take care of the ants, and don't allow them to reproduce and expand, because stuff gets out of control. This is another Hamlin Orange. It's supposedly cold hardy to 30F, but 8 degrees. Yes, it has suffered up to here, right? This wasn't mulched, so this is an example of what not mulching looked like, and it seems like it suffered very similarly to the other one that was mulched. And so yeah, it's coming back. Other than some of the sharpshooter, these ants, as you can see, and the grasshopper eating all the new growth here, it seems to be coming back. So we'll see what we can do with this one. This is a Washington Navel Orange. Hello, 30F, very similar to the Hamlin. It seems like it has identical type of growing habit, big leaves, you know. But this one's leaves seems to be a little darker, a little thicker, and it's more aggressive as far as pushing new growth. Now, you know, there are other conditions and reasons for why this happened, but generally, yes, this one seems to be more aggressive with growing. Okay, could be the rootstock. Who knows? I don't see the information on the tag as far as what rootstock they used, but it's definitely trifoliate, because I've seen some of the what do you call it, suckers coming off. See, like, some dumb creature came over here and damaged this. Why? Right? Anyways, why not eat the leaves and leave the branch so it grows more leaves for you? Some of these creatures are idiots, honestly. Like, you know, just, you want to live with nature and kind of cooperate with them, and they cooperate with you, but it doesn't work with that. It's more like war. Okay? There's smart creatures, there's idiot creatures, there's helpful creatures, and you gotta go through the battle and to find out which one is which and take care of them accordingly. This baby right here is a wonderful, I love the way it smells. It's just like rubbing your fingers on it. Now your fingers, your hand smells like lemon. This is a Mayer lemon. It's a seed, grown from seed. I grew one here and I grew one there. The one on the right, it couldn't take that freeze. This one, it took it, and it came back. And when I say it took it, it died back, but it came back like about a couple of feet off the ground. It stayed green and it stayed alive. So this one is more cold hardy than the one that was over there. That one's completely dead. I threw it away. I got it out of the ground and it's gone. But this one, look at the size of the leaf. Very nice and large. But the leaves are thin, okay? But they're very oily, very shiny, very healthy. New growth always has some like a spectrum of colors. It looks red when it's nice and cool outside, so it's really cool. Whether it's going to produce or not, that doesn't matter to me. I just love the way it looks. I like the way it smells, and I'm hopeful for the future to see whether it can adapt. And I believe this one can take 15, 20 degrees. I mean, I've seen it take 20 degrees, and nothing happened to it at 20. But at 8 with snow, even with a little bit of cover, that's too much. I'm asking too much. This is my Clementine Mandarin, or what's left of it. See this dum-dum? Stop. Why don't you learn? Alright, Clementine Mandarin couldn't take it, guys. I couldn't take it. So what I'm going to do with this, I'm going to get it out of the ground, and I'm going to put it in a pot, and this would be my next little grafting experiment. I'm going to do a little bit of citrus cocktail tree. Okay, I'm going to put only cold hardy stuff that I know works outside, and I'm going to lay it down somewhere nice and special, and we'll see what happens. But I've been practicing my grafting. I've learned so much recently. I've had some successes, and I'm very happy that things are working out with grafting. Grafting is awesome. You have to learn how to graft if you're going to grow food forest. You got to produce your trees, and you got to control some of your cultivars and varieties around your little project. This is just a seed grown orange. It had a little bit of red spider mite issue, but when you put it outside, when it gets exposed to the elements, when it has more predators around, whatever eats spider mites came and ate them, and so it cleared it out. I don't see any more red spider mite on this plant. So on to the next. All right, right here we got some seed grown, what it appears to be some sort of Chinese cultivar of a hybrid citrus. And as you can see, it's got some bifoliate action going on. Right? See? So that means they crossed it with some sort of trifoliate. And I don't know whether this is gonna be true to seed or not, but I planted a whole bunch of them, and they seem to have very similar growing habits. So I'm very happy. I'll be happy to get a few of them that produce a good viable seed or a good viable fruit. But these seem to be having some leaf miner issues. I will spray them because they're very young. I don't want them to deal with that right now. But they're going after the new leaves, obviously, like they used to. But look, it's very shiny. It's very beautiful. One of the shiniest citrus leaves I have around here. But yeah, so, man, when I ate this, I loved the way it tasted. It was like a grapefruit size. Nice, substantial sized citrus fruit. Tasted like candy. And it had maybe 2%, maybe 3% trifoliate at the very end of my tasting experience with this. So I'm happy with that. That's not bad. And I'm not sure if whether growing them from seed, maybe some of these seedlings, if they survive, which I'm very hopeful for, obviously having a significant amount of trifoliate genetics in them, that might help with the freezes, right? This season I will protect them. I will completely mulch them. I'm gonna put them under a mountain of mulch, and maybe in a bucket, then a mountain of mulch, right? So a lot of protection for this. It's just not reasonable to ask for this little plant to survive if we go down to the single digits, obviously. But I think down to 25, I'm gonna let them out. I'm gonna keep them out. But anything under that, I won't. Right? I'm gonna protect them. See, trifoliate, bifoliate. That one had bifoliate. This one's growing better. Let me pick off some of these, whatever eggs is on them. No eggs on these plants. Alright, this one had a couple of bifoliate leaves there. Right here. See? Look at this. Look at this thing. Get off my new shoot. It's my shoot. It's my shoot. I'm going to make a home here. No. Go somewhere else. Even spiders sometimes are a pain in the ass. But anyways, this one seems to be growing better. Maybe it's getting more sun. Maybe just better soil down there. Who knows? But yeah, I planted them like every 6 to 7 feet. There was one of these babies. And I'm very excited to see what happens in the future. I'm going to be patient and hopeful. I'm going to take care of them. I'm going to do my job. And I'm hoping that they would do their job and produce something of value and pleasure for me. This is that Chinese hybrid citrus grown from seed. Look at this one. This one seems to be the tallest one. Now at this stage, what I want to do actually, I want to go ahead and should I mess with it, or should I just let it be? You guys tell me. What am I supposed to do with it? Should I let it grow naturally and take the shape and the form it wants to take based on its genetics and whatever chemical process going on inside, determining all that? I'm going to do that. We'll see what happens. I don't want to mess with it. I'm going to let it be. I don't have much to lose. See, look at that bifoliate action right there. There you go. On to the next. Alright, on the side here, got some citrus in pots. They're in pots for a reason. This is This is Orlando Tangelo. It was in the place of that bumper Satsuma I had over there. And this one is very similar to my Sarwak. Seem to have very tropical genetics. It could not adapt maybe to the conditions I put it in. It's just too unreasonable. See, it's covered with can you get off my face? Thank you. Yep. It's covered with these giant swallowtail eggs. Can you see it? It's tiny. Get them off. It's too young, too early for all this damage and death, and get them off. Not now. I love those butterflies. I love seeing them around, but just not now. I'll see them next season, you know? Maybe the season after. I need a break from all this damage. This Orlando Tangelo, it said 30 degrees. Get this sucker off the trifoliate sucker right there and get it off the trunk. There's no need for it to be there unless you're willing to graft another variety on it. But, you know, since it's in a pot, I don't want to do that right now. Orlando Tangelo died back and barely made the cut. See, that's the only thing that made it. But I'm happy it's alive, right? This is that Sarawak Pomelo. Remember this, we're going to talk about this more over there at my other section. Because this plant involved producing a few of other varieties that I've grown from seeds. I don't know what's going to come out of them, but I'll show you. They're really different and very interesting. Pomelo, Sarawak Pomelo right here, similar to the Orlando Tangelo. Died back, barely made it, but it's coming back. It's still alive. I love the fruit. This one's going to stick around, but it's going to be grown in a pot and protected in the winter. This is Uji Kitsu. Uji Kitsu Sweet Lemon. Okay. Now I'm not sure about the cold hardiness of this. It's all over the internet. It's all over the place as far as like the information on what you can do with it outside. But the trunk is nice, and I mean it's kind of thin, and the plant is healthy, but the trunk is thin. I'm not putting it in the ground. It's not ready for that. This is that white pomelo or blanco pomelo, similar to the pumpkin. It's gone. The graft is gone. I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have fun with grafting multiple varieties on that. This baby right here is a variegated pink lemon. It had fruit on it, but we had a heat wave. Right? It had I think 5-6 different fruits, and we had a heat wave, and the fruit just shriveled up, turned yellow, and dropped it. So actually I have to move this. It's in full sun. For this variety being variegated and all that, I don't see like it doesn't seem like it likes that. It likes maybe part shade. Okay, so keep that in mind. But it's such a beautiful plant, and being exposed to full sun, it seems to be forcing it to kind of drop it. Some of the variegation, some of the new leaves that came out seem to have less variegation. So I'm going to put it somewhere in a shadier spot to have it kind of recover, because it looks like a little bit yellow and it stopped producing new growth, and I don't like that. We're going to take care of this baby. Over here we have a excuse me, a tart kumquat, cultivar Nagami, cold hardiness 30F. I'm pretty sure that's wrong. I don't know what's with these tags. They don't seem to be very accurate, huh? 30F or Nagami? I don't think so. More like 15 maybe, right? But it's covered with fruit. It's a kumquat, so I'm not surprised. Kumquats are nice and prolific, and I'm gonna let them produce. I'm not thinning anything. I'm gonna let them be. It's holding. It's producing a whole bunch of flowers. That's a Nagami. Right here is a Miwa. Miwa says 30F. I'm pretty sure it's wrong. So that's probably 15. Also 10 to 15 to be safe. This one is flowering. Some of the flowers turning into fruit, but it's too early to determine what's going to stick around. But it's a kumquat, so probably a good number. All right. This right here is a Clementine Mandarin. I'm not sure if it's cold hardy or not, but it says 40 to 15, just like that Clementine, right? So I don't know. I'm not ready to put this down. I'm going to keep it in the pot for a while. and I'm gonna keep my eye on it and see. I will observe its behavior in the next season or two before I decide to put it down. This is a replacement for my Oro Blanco. Not the healthiest plant, but I bought it. It's all right. I'm gonna take care of it. It has a good structure, and it'll come back. It'll come up with new branches and flowers and leaves in no time. All right. On to the next. All right. Right here is my propagation area, and in this area I have many different varieties. Some cultivars known, others aren't. So I got some cold hardy stuff that I picked out, and got this Thomasville seems to be producing. I'm gonna let it do what it wants to do. So these are for next season planting. We'll talk about those more when the time comes. But right here, as you can see, I'm trying to grow rootstock for my homestead and do some self-propagation here. For the type of project I'm working on here, these plants aren't for sale. It's just for me. You know, it's for my grafting adventures. I wanted to learn how to do that. I want to make my own plants and expand this project with some sort of like a viable economical approach. Because you know, if you keep buying plants, I'm planting thousands of trees. It's just not reasonably, right? Like, it's just, I don't have that type of resource as far as money, so I have to do it myself. So there you go. Look at this guy. Get out of here. So these are all C35, sour orange, and swingle rootstocks. And here is just a bunch of other stuff I'm planting from seeds, just tangerines and stuff, you know. There's a Miwa kumquat down there, planted from seed. I'm wondering what's going to happen with that. Here's 3 citrandrons. In this, there's more of this Chinese candy grapefruit, I'm gonna call it candy grapefruit. See that bifoliate right there? These are, I'm gonna keep them in pots. I think there's 8 or 9 in there, just in case some fell on the other side. I have replacements. And yep, let's go. All right, against the fence here, this is this bunch of seedlings I put down, 6 to 7 feet apart. These seedlings came from a single fruit that I harvested off of my Sarawak pomelo. If you did not know, Sarawak pomelo is not true to seed if you're going to plant them from seed, right? So they're not true to type. And around it was Clementine Mandarin, Caracara hybrid, different types of oranges and pomelo and all kinds of stuff, right? So there was some cross-pollination going on, and we got different varieties of citrus that came out of that. I don't know what's going to be cold hardy. I don't know what's going to be able to adapt. These are just a bunch of you know, tryouts for these citrus seedlings. Now in this section here, I'm going to put down some blackberries in the middle, because, you know, why not? I don't know if it's going to make it. This seems to be a waste of space as far as growing these here, but I believe adding some or de-weeding this area and adding some blackberry, some self-propagated blackberry over here, has a much better potential, and it might provide these citrus with some protection, really, because they're bushy. Those plants can probably stop some of the wind chill from hitting these, in addition to having this fence with the privacy screen on. That might protect them extra in the winter time. But yeah, like, look at the difference in leaf. I wanted you to see that before I end this video. Okay, that's all of these came from the same fruit. Okay, look at this one. Look at this one. Okay, look at this. This has more of a round, just slight variations. I'm going to show you ones that are completely different. Look at the size of this one compared to those over there. Now it's changing in size. It's changing in the foliage shape. Look at this one right here. This one is completely different than the other ones. This is probably going to be an orange variety of some kind. This right here, similar to the first one. This is very orange-like. And I'll show you one that looks, I think it's this one, yes. This is very similar and very different as far as thorniness. Very thorny, huh? But it's very similar to my pumpkin mandarin leaves. So it's pretty cool. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows what's gonna happen? Look at this one. This one I think is gonna be a sarwak. Okay? Just look at rewind and look at my sarwak, and you'll notice that the leaves look exactly the same. Look at that, it's so cool. Look at this one right here. This one looks like one of my mandarins combined with the sarwak. Right? So, well, hold on. Well, actually, wait a minute. All right, last but not least, over here in this section, I got more of those seed grown that came out of that pumpkin right here. And I got 2 swingles. And I promise you that's it as far as citrus. I'm done. Got a couple of swingles here. I might remove this one. It's in an odd place. I was in a rush and I put it down anyways, but I might remove this one and put it somewhere else. Maybe in the place of that one over there, and keep this section clean here. But anyways, that's it, folks. That was all the citrus I've got going on around here. I don't know what's gonna happen with most of these, especially the ones I've grown from seed. But like seed grown plants usually are tougher, stronger, they could take more. You don't ever know what you're gonna get out of them unless you know for a fact that the plants you put down, the seeds you put down are true to type. So, you know, and there's still a chance of slightly different characteristics with that fruit, if you know what I mean. But yeah, so I'm trying to do my best to find different varieties just by chance and by selection as well. And it's been rather difficult sometimes, to keep up with all the citrus, because you'd like to have more area adapted plants to grow for a food forest, to be more hands off, and make it easier for yourself growing them. But it seems like I'm the type of person that likes a little bit of challenge. It likes a little bit of difficult discoveries, because it seems like it's exciting. You never know what you're gonna get out of it. You might have something unique. You might come up with an approach that people might benefit from. You might benefit from financially, and just in pleasure and enjoyment. So it's definitely worth doing all this. Now, I have grown to be very acceptant of failures, and I get so super happy with my successes. And this is year 2 into this project, especially into growing my citrus here. So it's too early. I need to be patient. I need to be strong and wise, and I need to keep going, keep planting, and keep trying different things until it works. Okay. And be ready for the tough times. Be ready for those nasty freezes and hurricanes and whatever storms come our way. But yeah, if you do have any questions, please put them down in the comment section. I will get to them as soon as possible. Please do understand that I'm a family man, and I have this crazy project going on. I'm under a lot of time constraints, and I have a lot of pressure on me. So if I do seem to be late on my replies, forgive me, but I will definitely get to those replies, since my followership is still within 100 and some subscribers. So it's not, I'll get to those comments if you do decide to comment. All right, guys, you take care. Bye.